de soleil, pas 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 de soleil,
Is this on? Oh, it is. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Dixon, and I am the newly appointed board president for Office Moms and Dads. I am so pleased to be with you today, welcoming you to the third annual Summer Solstice Soiree, a night of connecting and raising critical funds to support children entering foster care. Our third annual. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to start our evening tonight by recognizing some of our very important guests. We have the Mayor of Vancouver, Anne McInerney-Ogle, with us. We have Vancouver City Councillor and Mayor Pro Tem Linda Glover. We have Evergreen Public Schools Director Ginny Gronwald. And we have Cowlitz Tribal Chairwoman Patty Kinsawa-Geyser. Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. So you guys, tonight I come with my heart so full of gratitude. I have gratitude tonight for our sponsors who made tonight happen, right? Thank you, the sponsors who were here. I am so thankful for these volunteers and our staff who spent countless hours making tonight happen. I mean, isn't this beautiful? Especially Jody Raz. Where's Jody? Right over here. She's our development director. To put on a hybrid event like this, you know, in a pandemic, takes a lot of work, a lot of coordination. Thank you, Jody. It's gorgeous tonight. You know, but more than anything, I think I have this immense gratitude that we are in a room together, right? We are connected together, most of us without a mask. I'm not in my pajamas. And we are here tonight to have a shared experience and raise money for a cause that we all believe in. And I'm going to say hallelujah for that because it's been a long 16 months. And you know, over the last 16 months, we have all had our collective world turned upside down, right? We had that rug pulled out from under us, and everything was a little crazy on some levels. And as bad as that was for everybody, and as bad as it still is for a lot of people, it's just a little taste of what it's like to be a kiddo entering foster care, right? So their world goes topsy-turvy in a moment. They don't know what's going on. Nothing is the same, and everything's really scary. But thanks to Office Moms and Dads, thanks to donors like you, thanks to our volunteers who sit with those kiddos, we right-side their world turns upside down. And we make things a little better, and we provide comfort in their darkest hours. And for that, I am truly grateful. Thank you. And now, on to our program. We have a wonderful program waiting for you. So please help me welcome Ms. Morgan Greco, Miss Outstanding Teen Clark County, performing My Funny Valentine.
my gosh. Thank you, Morgan. That was beautiful. Woo. We're going to be hearing from her later, so that was not the last you will see of Miss Morgan. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you to our Miss Outstanding Teen Clark County. Well done. And thank you everyone for tuning in. All of you out there in TV land, we don't see you, but we know you're there. This night is made possible by the generosity of our sponsors, and many of them are sprinkled throughout this room. But I want to call special attention to our presenting sponsors, IQ Credit Union. You guys are a pillar in our community. We love you. We appreciate you. Please, let's listen to this quick message from our presenting sponsors.
Unique is a way of life in the Pacific Northwest. We are wanderers, explorers, and this is where the adventure begins. We're for making dreams real and navigating financial journeys together. Here to make the Pacific Northwest a better place to live and work for everyone. IQ Credit Union, banking for wanderers and explorers.
Thank you, IQ. Appreciate the support. My name is Eric Sawyer. If I have not had a chance to meet you yet, thank you again for being here tonight. It's an honor to be able to be up here and talk to you and help guide us through this. And as you said just a second ago, Sarah, everybody out in TV land, thanks for joining in. Megan, there's a couple people that took exception to one of your comments, and I got a couple of texts. The crack about pajamas, because they're in their pajamas now, and they're loving it, so you stay in your pajamas out there. You stay comfy. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we get that out of the way. All right. So if I'm going to assume that a lot of us in the room have been to some of these events before, right? You've got a pedigree of having gone to a number of them. This is going to be different tonight. If you're new to it, then you don't know any different. But if you're new to it, some of the stuff that you're going to encounter is going to be just a little bit different. So you're going to be actively using your phones, and that's not only encouraged, it's actually required. If you don't have your phone out and if you're not bidding, there will be people coming by and whacking you on the head. So make sure that you do have your phones out. You can get those out now and make sure that you're logged on and all of that fun stuff. It's not rude like in a normal environment where we would ask you to put your phones away. This is the opposite of that. So you can get your phones out. Now, while we're on the subject of phones and bidding, I wanted to point out one of the little details. So before the event started tonight, I heard a couple people talking. I think it was Rona Senhaas made a comment to Sarah about how great the event was in terms of from a spectator, from a person who was attending, there was no detail that got overlooked. So much so that some of us, we've just barely met. We don't really know each other that well. But I'm going to ask a personal question. This gets very personal, so I apologize in advance. How many of us use our phones when we're in the bathroom? Show of hands. Show of hands if you're brave enough. That's okay. So Amy, who is on Sarah's staff with Office Moms and Dads, did not overlook one detail and made sure that there was a flyer posted above the urinals in the bathroom that says, well, something to the effect of, while you're here, you might as well bid. Amy, that was fantastic. I love that. That was so good. So good. So much fun there. Again, thanks for being here. Couldn't do it without you. I knocked something off the thing there. We're okay. We're rolling along. Want to encourage you to continue to buy the $10 raffle tickets. The $10 raffle tickets gets you in the fishbowl for the Apple AirPods. So you can buy those on your phone, the $10 raffle tickets. So we encourage you to do that. That will close at 8 o'clock, and we will announce that winner tonight. So somebody is going to be walking out with the Apple AirPod, unless it's somebody in TV land. So that's also possible. The silent auction closes at 8 as well, so we want to make you aware of that. And then this is where it gets a little interesting. The live auction actually closes at 10. So when we get to the live auction tonight, trust me, I'll help navigate you through it. So there's 5 items up for bid in the live auction, and we'll make sense of it when we get there. So without getting too far ahead. All right, let's make sure that I'm hitting on everything. I think we've got everything pretty much lined up to go. So again, make sure your phones are out, make sure you're logged in and ready to go. And without further ado, we've got 2 incredible videos queued up for you here, and we're going to go to both of those right now.
Good evening. I'm Dominic Chu, Senior Markets Correspondent for CNBC. Tonight, it is my pleasure to join you virtually for this meaningful Office Moms and Dads event. The Summer Solstice Soiree is the organization's largest fundraiser of the year, and funds raised tonight support the nonprofit's mission of helping children in crisis. Right now, across America, over 400,000 children are in foster care. At the same time, the system is losing foster parents at a rate of 30 to 50% each year, and social workers are leaving the profession at a similar rate. Office Moms and Dads is a community of qualified volunteers partnering with child welfare offices to provide a nurturing environment for children entering foster care. Those volunteers keep children occupied and safe while child welfare staff work behind the scenes to arrange for their long-term care, oftentimes having conversations not suited for children's ears. Office Moms and Dads helps fill little bellies that may not have eaten for some time, bring tissues where there are tears, and put stuffies in the arms of kids who have had everything taken from them. We all have a different story about what brought us together tonight, but we're all here because we value children. Your participation in this year's Solstice Soiree makes a direct, positive impact in the lives of children in crisis. By purchasing event tickets, bidding on auction items, and making donations to Office Moms and Dads, you're helping the OMD team buy food for vulnerable kids, give them warm clothes, maybe a new coat, and provide training and resources for a caring companion. Tonight, we encourage you to dig deep and give what you can, sign up to volunteer, and spread the word about the great work of Office Moms and Dads with your friends and family, because all children deserve to feel valued, safe, and loved. You're a vital part of the OMD community, and we cannot do this without you. Enjoy tonight's meaningful event, and thank you for your support.
You know, in the pandemic, everybody had to pivot. Everybody had to shift and change and morph according to the times. With Office Moms and Dads, you know, we weren't able to necessarily put volunteers in the offices, but we were able to fill gaps with things. And what we anticipate for the future, for this year, for the next year, is that we're going to be walking side by side with social workers and foster parents, not just kids anymore. We're walking side by side with social workers and foster parents and children entering foster care.
Even though 2020 was a very rough year, I'm very grateful that Office Moms and Dads was able to launch in our office because it has provided a lot of support.
As things begin to open up, we are anticipating a tidal wave of needs. We're anticipating the floodgates to open, and these kiddos are going to emerge as they start going back to school, and teachers are making reports. They're already making so many reports just in the small amount of opening that we've had.
Our office will definitely need more volunteers.
Kids are finally becoming advocated for, and yet what's happening is there's a really high social worker burnout rate right now, because there are so many cases on their plate. I know of one social worker who has 60 cases on her desk. That's not sustainable for any person. That means we've got different needs. So we absolutely need volunteers. We need volunteers who have open availability, and we need volunteers who are willing or able to go out in public, to be in the office.
I'm hoping that as we move forward with this year, we're able to, recruit more volunteers and have many more be able to come to our office and also get to know the social workers.
We need to be able to pivot quickly, and that means funding. It allows us to feed kids when we need to feed kids. It helps us appreciate our social workers when the social workers feel so beaten down. So we need you to dig deep. We need you to find it within yourself to give a little bit more today, because our kids depend on this. Our social workers depend on this support. Your support makes all the difference to a kid entering foster care. Thank you so much.
And we're going to bring Sarah up on stage here in just a second. But before we do, just again, want to encourage you to make sure that you've got your phones out. You're actively looking at what's happening. And when we do the, I mentioned to you a moment ago, when we do the paddle raise here coming up in a little bit. We're going to do it a little bit differently than some of the paddle raises you may have encountered in the past. And I think you're going to appreciate kind of the look that we're going to give it to kind of expedite the process and make it a little bit easier for everybody. So we'll point that out when we get there in just a couple of minutes. All right, let's bring Sarah up right now. How about a hand for Sarah Desjarlais? All right, so we're going to ask you one simple question, and then I'm going to just kind of step off stage and let you answer it. So honestly, what does it mean tonight to you, the night, and then to have everybody that's here that's so special to you?
Thanks, Eric. By the way, thank you, Eric, for being our MC. Like, he's amazing. This night is so special. It's incredibly meaningful. It's special to have our donors, that's you, in the room here together after so long, okay? And for those of us joining in TV land, it's so special to have you joining us in solidarity because we are surrounding the people that OMD serves. We have foster parents here, and we have social workers here, and that's what we're all about. So I am so proud to take the next couple of minutes to hear from a few of our foster parents. Come on up. Get up here, Brittany. Come on, Mioka. That's all you. We're going to hear from these amazing women and hear a little bit about their story, but they are doing the hard work of investing in and shaping the lives of our community's most vulnerable citizens. So, thanks for coming to the stage. You got this. Mioka, get up here. All right, I'm going to hand this to you, Brittany. We're going to have Mioka, and I'm going to actually give you my mic because we have two. So, Mioka, thank you for being here tonight. You have taken on the brave task of parenting some of our youth in foster care. So we'd love to hear your story about how COVID impacted your family and what you're doing to champion your girl.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. A child in foster care has a 3% chance of graduating from college. Why? When I heard the statistic, it seemed unusually low. I thought if I could imitate what my dad had done for me, I could help someone else beat the odds. Growing up, my dad told me every day we will sit at the table and do homework until the work gets done. And when we do well in life, we have to give back to someone else. So after graduating and working hard in corporate America, it was my turn to give back, so I became a foster parent. I had the perfect plan: foster a 16-year-old for 2 years and get them to college. I picked Cinnamon because of her story. She should have entered foster care 3 years earlier, but she had stayed loyal to her sick mom. She didn't know the older you are when you enter care, the harder it is to find a family. I called her on the phone at a juvenile facility. She had done nothing wrong. There was just no other foster care home available. She said, "I don't eat that much, so if you bring me to your house, you won't have to spend that much more on food." I thought, what world do we live in where a kid negotiates food rations in exchange for a place to stay? I called the social worker and said yes. Cinnamon was different from the beginning. She was easy to talk to, humble, and absolutely hilarious. Her life had been far harder than mine, but she had this inner strength and beautiful personality that shined through. She started the school year doing 8 hours of online school, then spending 2 hours with a tutor. Cinnamon arrived at my house with a 1.5 GPA, due in part to being homeless. I told her we will sit at the table until the work gets done. We would spend hours graphing equations, but her heart wasn't there. When I had made plans for Cinnamon's life, I'd forgotten to ask her what she truly wanted. And as the months went on, I found out who she truly was. I set up a bank account for Cinnamon to save money for her future, but it kept going to zero. Cinnamon kept giving the money away, buying stuff for her siblings and other foster kids. Cinnamon said after she became successful, she wanted to find her birth mom and help her with her health issues. Help the person who hurt you the most. Her heart was so big. One day I told Cinnamon we could drop off a gift basket at a homeless shelter. Cinnamon's eyes lit up. She asked if we could make 3 baskets for teenage girls and started writing letters for each basket and spraying them with perfume. Cinnamon's lights turned on when she was helping others. I decided to put down the life I had planned for her and support the dreams she had for herself. In December, Cinnamon got a 3.0. In January, Cinnamon was one of 15 youth selected from across the state to serve on the steering committee for youth homelessness. Watching her start to take off has been an honor, but we couldn't have gotten here without nonprofit support. Last year, when COVID was really bad, foster parents lost our social worker visits, our vacation days, our free school lunches, our in-person public schools, and the fun outdoor activities. Office moms and dads kept going, but creatively. On Tuesdays, I get an email for free pizza. We drive to the office with our masks on and pick up pizza to take home. The volunteers from Office Moms and Dads know our names and always offer encouraging words. Cinnamon got a duffel bag filled with toiletries and gifts last year. She wraps a blanket around her during online school and uses the duffel bag every weekend when she goes to her friend's house. Thank you. Cinnamon will turn 18 next March. At the court meeting, they were going over how she can apply for government assistance, but Cinnamon has so much more to offer the world than that. In corporate America, it's so easy to get funding for a good idea, but it's not the same in foster care. In April, we lost our funding for her tutor, with 2 months left in school. Trying to beat the odds is a lonely, uphill battle that is far harder than I thought. But we still have 9 months to go, and if everything goes as planned, next year, I won't be here. Why? Because you'll be hearing from an 18-year-old girl who's giving everything she has every day for her 3% chance of making it.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Mioka. That's so powerful. Thank you for being here tonight. And I can't wait till next year when we can hear from Cinnamon. Oh my goodness. Yes, okay. How do you move on from that? Our next speaker is Brittany. Yes, Brittany has to follow that. Sorry, honey. No. Brittany, your family focuses on the littlest ones in care. Mioka focuses on our teens. What does it mean as a foster parent to receive a baby or a toddler who has already been loved well before they reach your doorstep? Tell us about that.
Okay, I'm going to read it because, thank you. Oh, is it? Oh, it's on. Okay, sorry. I'm really glad that you typed yours out too. Yeah, I do want to do that. Thanks. I love being a foster parent, and I especially love stories like, yeah, thanks. So my husband and I had 3 children of our own when we decided to become foster parents. I guess we were bored or super ambitious to be part of something that created change. I really just think we should have probably taken up gardening or needlepoint at this point, but that's neither here nor there. Now we are parents to 5, sometimes 6. Kids. Over the course of 2 years, we have welcomed and mostly said goodbye to 16 children. We've been busy. Our very first placement was a newborn from the hospital. I wrapped him up, tucked him in a car seat, and took him home the same way that I brought my original 3 home. And I honestly thought that every child entering our care would look very similar since we were doing newborns to littles. But he was with us 4 weeks, and then he did get to rejoin his family. Our second placement is probably one of my favorite. He was an evening call, actually just 3 days after we had said goodbye to the first placement. We were camping, and we got a phone call from the placement desk, and we ran home to pick up an 8-week-old baby boy. Yeah, his worker is actually here, and I'm really thankful for that because I can tell you firsthand how overworked and tired, but giving more than they have to us. He was snuggling this boy, but you could tell that he was struggling to balance that over juggling paperwork. The office was dead quiet. It was a Friday night. He didn't remember the last time the baby had eaten, but he knew that he was not hungry. His diaper was dirty and he smelled horrible. Fast forward 2 years, and that baby is on his way to becoming our forever son. Sorry. There hasn't been a single kiddo picked up at the office or dropped off by a worker that has looked exactly like the one before it. Now that I have a few years of foster parenting under my belt, I am able to identify all of the ways that office moms and dads have had their hands and their hearts on these kiddos by being the first point of contact as a child enters care. We especially felt the difference in the placement we had just last week. Sorry. We picked up a newborn baby girl from the office, and although we take placements pretty regularly, it had been a while since we picked up a child ourselves. Our last several placements have come straight from their family home, and they come with little information about their preferences, their temperament, or even when they had their last meal. The circumstances surrounding COVID has kept the office pretty closed up tight, including closed to office mom and dad's volunteers. And the strain on welcoming a new little into our home without their touch has truly been felt. I'm so thankful for the extra help this time around. I received a call earlier that day from the placement desk specifically asking me to take this baby whose mom was in treatment, doing the work that she needed to do to be a healthy and safe mother to her daughter. Mom's medication was not making her successful in caring for her newborn and had caused her to drop baby, who suffered a skull fracture at 2 days old. Then she had been dropped again when mom's medication made her too drowsy to stay awake during her feedings. There are a lot of families who are eager to take newborns because they're easy to love. They're oh so easy to bond with, but it's not a lot of families who are willing to connect with bio parents and encourage them to continue to do the work to reunify successfully with their kids. That's why Katie, one of our placement workers, called us. She knew we would love on this newborn and her mom without judgment of the reasons that brought baby into care. She was absolutely not wrong. The universe really wanted us to feel all the feelings of success right from the beginning so we could pass on that success to baby and her mother. When we got to walk into the office, which remember it's been a while since we've been in there, we got to pick up baby A. We were shuffled by our worker, but we were welcomed by an OMD volunteer who was calm, relaxed, sitting in a rocking chair, snuggling this tiny, fragile, extra vulnerable newborn. She had been there for hours, changing her diapers, making her bottles. She knew how much to feed her, how often to feed her, and how she preferred to be burped. Our social workers are so overworked and stretched so thin that by Friday at 5, first of all, by Friday, there's very few of them in the office. They're so busy that their primary focus is on bringing kids to safety and processing the paperwork that ensures that. This baby had come from her mother's arms, where she was constantly held. She was used to being snuggled and wanted just that. Because of the office mom and dad volunteer, baby A's time in the office wasn't limited to a bouncer or a swing. She wasn't starved for human touch by the time I got to her. For this foster mom, that extra care provides such a wonderful cushion to be able to pick up a content baby whose needs have been started to be met. Office moms and dads' work softened the blow of another child entering our home. Baby A joined us and was our 6th kid. And on top of that, she was one of our 3 under 3. Our hands are very full. Those few hours of care really set us up to be the best version of foster parents that we can be. We weren't left scrambling in the details. We weren't guessing her cues or curious of when she ate last. I'm extra thankful for the way the office moms and dads can fill that space, the way that they can fill that gap and help social workers do their best work while setting foster parents up to do ours. Sorry.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you both for being here. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. You guys are amazing. They might not want to be hugged, but you can hug them afterwards. So, our next key stakeholders are our social workers. We want to take a moment and lift up their voices with this quick video that we made during Social Worker Appreciation Month, which is in March. So watch this video.
A typical day as a social worker before the pandemic
was very busy. I am a full-time student and I have 4 kids of my own.
Before the pandemic, I was able to manage this job.
The resources in the community that help make our job a lot easier.
Kind of leave things at the door at work and
relying on my family support system.
Pandemic has also really affected me personally.
I don't have the self-care practices that I did before.
I almost lost my spouse to COVID.
Social workers continue to work every day. They continue to put themselves and their families at risk every day.
I'm bringing the secondhand trauma into my home now.
It takes a special person to be a social worker, be able to recognize their strengths and abilities amongst chaos.
We really fight for what's right to ensure that our clients' needs are being met.
Please give a round of applause for our co-founder, Miss Kim Carew. Kim Carew is our Office Moms and Dads co-founder. We would not be where we are today without her expertise and her sheer force of will. This is for you. And she's also our CPS supervisor from Kelso. So she is, she lives here, so she's all over the place. But Kim, we would love to know, just from the social worker's perspective, so you're speaking for them tonight, what does it mean to a social worker to have an OMD volunteer by your side when you're doing this tough work?
So, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. On behalf of social workers across Washington and Idaho, what you do for our organization and for the children that we care for cannot even be described in words. Sarah and I started this organization because at that time I was a Child Protective Services social worker here in Clark County. And what we used to do would bring children into care out of really, really horrendous situations, out of homes where abuse and neglect was occurring, or children's immediate needs were not being met. When we brought those kids into our offices, we didn't have anybody to take care of them. We took care of them, but we also had to write court orders and talk to parents and talk to foster parents about the things about those children that may not be things that those kids need to hear about. When we created this, it completely changed the work that we do. I can explain better by telling you a story. And I'm gonna not share any identifying information. I won't even tell you what county this case occurred in. This was a case that I was very much involved with. So essentially what happened is we have a young mom who's very addicted to heroin. It's an addiction that is very difficult to kick, and it creates huge impacts on our communities, our families, our children, and everybody. She was pregnant and used throughout her pregnancy, did not get any prenatal care, and ended up delivering her baby in a drug home in the bathroom. There was somebody else there who called 911. If that call wasn't made, that baby probably would not have made it. They were taken to the hospital, and because the baby had suffered such withdrawals and effects from the heroin, the baby had to be taken to the NICU, which is the neonatal intensive care unit, where infants who are detoxing from whatever drug that they're addicted to through prenatally have to be soothed and given medication and have to be cared for before they can be released. The mom went with the baby to the hospital, and probably within about 5 hours, when mom started to withdraw, left. And we've never seen mom since. So if anybody in this room has had a baby or knows someone who's had a baby, you know that babies need to be cared for. They need to have human-to-human touch. They need to have that console and that bonding, and so imperative. One of the things that we were able to do because of Office Moms and Dads was we were able to have a volunteer go with the social worker to the hospital. The baby was taken to Seattle Children's Hospital because they had what the child needed. When the baby was ready for discharge, we realized it was going to be a really long drive in the car, and that was not going to be in the baby's best interest, nor was it going to be helpful for a social worker having a baby that they didn't know in a car for so long. So we had an office mom go with the social worker. And the office mom went up to the hospital and sat with that baby and came back and drove back with the social worker and sat next to that baby for that entire ride back to the office. That social worker did not have to worry about pulling over and changing a diaper, making sure the baby was fed, making sure the baby was consoled, and had somebody sitting there next to her. That is monumental. That doesn't happen in child welfare. We are one of the few states, Washington and Idaho are the two states that have this kind of program to be able to support these children. That baby, that maybe 4 or 5 hours of care that baby get is probably going to impact that baby's development, that baby's ability to bond and trust and attach to another human being in a way that would never have occurred. What happens to babies impact them beyond belief as they grow older. Having a volunteer to be able to sit with the child so that the social worker can drive was huge. To have a social worker know that they can drive and not to have to worry about having this infant in the back car. And this was a social worker who didn't have children, so it was a little more stressful. So that's just one example of how these volunteers that come into our offices and sit with our kids and hold our babies, they support our social workers because social workers then get to do the work that needs to be done. And you've heard kind of snippets about how much work social workers have. It's all true. I usually make the joke that I go to work with straight hair and then leave with this kind of hair. It's incredibly stressful. Social workers give their hearts to this job. And they truly are leaving. And I want to thank the foster parents who spoke, especially Brittany, who spoke about the impact that having a volunteer has on that transition into foster care. When we have such a shortage of homes, that sometimes children are in our office for long periods of time. And I mean hours. And a child can come into care in the morning and not get placed until later that evening. And our offices are offices. They're not made for children. They're made for offices. And having somebody sit there and having someone meeting that child's needs supports the child as they enter into foster care. The amount of children who are moving from foster home to foster home because of their high needs is pretty significant. And we hope that being able to have somebody in that office with that child and that immediate response can minimize the amount of time that children move because their immediate needs are met and that transition into foster care is so much smoother for them. You can only imagine what it's like waking up in the morning and having a stranger come and welcome you. What it's like as a 2-year-old, as a 3-year-old, as a 4-year-old going into a stranger's home, people they've never met before, people that may not even look like them, don't eat the same kind of food, don't speak the same languages. So what this program brings is not just support for children, it's support for foster parents, it's support for social workers, and it's a support for our community because these children grow up and they become our citizens. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we give them the best of things that we can so that we can have a community of safe people.
Thank you, Kim. Yes, absolutely. And yes, thank you so much, Kim. Our social workers' voices are so valuable. And I want to point out the net, the safety net that is in this room. Eric, would you come to the stage, please? So Muoka mentioned that Cinnamon got a duffel bag during one of our pizza giveaways. Guess who created that duffel bag? Our own Miss Morgan. Yeah. And it is possible, it was made possible because people like you are donating regularly and keeping the lights on. So we have shared our stories, we've talked, and we've given you all the reasons of why you need to donate tonight. So we're going to get to the donate piece. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay.
And besides that, there hasn't been that many events for the last 16 to 18 months, so you got money stored up. So let's go. Come on. All right, so I told you that when we got to this portion with the paddle raise, I was going to just do a quick walkthrough because it's going to be slightly different than maybe ones that you've encountered before. So in the past, if you're familiar with it, we'll say a number, and then we go around the room and we're looking for the paddle raises and all that stuff, and it goes on that way as you work your way through it. This is going to be a little different. We're going to do a very quick, Sarah, you're going to highlight each of the dollar amounts of what your donation will mean to office moms and dads, and more importantly, to the kiddos. So we're going to do that first, and then you'll just be able to bid, or rather click on the amount that you want to do from your phone right away. So it'll be quick and easy.
Pull it up. Get your phones out. Pull it
Go ahead
up.
and get your phones.
It's the purple button that says paddle raise. That's where we're at.
All right. So wager guys, would you throw up one of the slides for us? You can start at the top or the bottom, whatever one you want. It doesn't matter. And we'll just go through and do a quick explanation of each one. Okay.
You guys, $5,000 will supply one of our sites, and we have 28 sites. We have 28 sites that we are supporting annually. We support them through grants, but we also support them through your philanthropy. So $5,000, if that's the level you choose to give at, is going to supply one site with everything they need for a year. That's the outfits, that's the diapers, that's the food for the kids that they're going to serve, and that's well-trained volunteers to help hold those babies and comfort the kids as they're entering care.
Excellent. Next number, there we go, 2,000.
Yes. Okay, so $2,000, picture this, $2,000 is going to sponsor 20 volunteers. It takes roughly 45 volunteers just to keep a site running. And the reason is not all of our volunteers have a completely open schedule where we can just call them up and have them come in. A lot of our volunteers are part-time. They're just on call. So sometimes they only come in once a month depending on what the need is. So $2,000 is sponsoring 20 volunteers for a site. And that includes trauma-informed care training. That includes the aprons that they wear and any of the tools that they need for the therapeutic play that we engage in.
All right, next number at the $1,000 level.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this darling girl. We have mothers over here, and these were their babies that did our photo shoot for us. She's just a doll, but when our kids come in, they're tired. And they often have to stay there for hours, right? So we need to put that 2-year-old down for a nap. Where are we going to put them? Are we going to put them on the tile floor with ants? No. We're going to put them on a good couch. Not the gross couch that's been sitting there for 25 years with stains on it. We're going to put them on a leather couch. The reason is leather couches are wipeable. We can sanitize them after the lice leaves. Okay? So $1,000 buys a couch for a little one to nap on.
Before we move on real quick, I know we have a couple of donations already at the $1,000 level. Megan, is it okay to, yeah?
She's bidding.
Megan,
She's bidding.
Megan's all over it at the $1,000 level.
Thank you, Megan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also have a note to make sure that we thank Justin Coffey and Bobby Kendall as well.
Oh, thank you guys. Yes.
So, okay. So moving on to the next dollar amount.
So I mentioned therapeutic play. We are very purposeful with how we play with the children, and we want to make sure that we have therapeutic toys in the room where they are staying. So that's a Simon game. Do you guys remember the Simon games from the 80s? They're actually a tool that can be used to help a child go from their kind of the fight, flight, or freeze mode into a more logical, rational brain. There's a total method behind that was given to us by a child psychologist. And we give them stuffies, books from Slumberkins that give them positive family messages to say, not all families look the same. Your family is in your heart. So we're really wanting to buy as many therapeutic toys. So $500 gets 50 kids the therapeutic toys that they can take to their foster home and have forever.
That's awesome. Next level. Oh, Trevor Chase.
Thank you,
at the
Trevor.
$500 level. Trevor, thank you. Excellent. Darcy Rourke.
Keep it coming, guys.
All right, next level. $250.
Right, so when our kids come into care, they are coming with the clothes on their back, sometimes not that. So they are ill-fitting clothes. They are dirty, smelly, falling off of them often. And if it were not for Office Moms and Dads and other community organizations like Assistance League and some other really amazing nonprofit organizations that we work with, Village of Hope, we all band together to make sure that every child that Office Moms and Dads volunteers with has a complete outfit, head to toe. That includes a coat, that includes shoes if they need them. And the most important part of that is that they are brand new with tags. So these aren't Goodwill clothes. We want to make sure that each child has the dignity of going to the clothing rack, finding one that's in their size, and popping those tags, because there's dignity in that.
That's such a little detail, but what a massive difference
Yeah.
that makes for their confidence. Brian Halbert at the $250 Ever. Brian, I met you before the event, wherever you are. Brian, nice to meet you earlier, and thank you for that. The next level is the $100 level.
Yeah, so if you are able to give at the $100 level, think of this. You are feeding 20 kids. 20 kids are coming into care with empty bellies that you are feeding at the $100 level. So, you know, when this organization began, it was a simple Happy Meal. And McDonald's is one of our sponsors, so thank you, McDonald's.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next level, one backpack.
Again, so there's so much dignity in having a piece of luggage that you can call your own. Tiffany Haddish, actually, she's a famous celebrity, was in foster care, and that became her thing, was she wanted to make sure kids were getting luggage when they entered foster care. Luggage is pretty bulky. It's hard to store at the offices, so we focus on backpacks. So if you are giving at the $25 level, rest assured that your donation is going to buy a child a backpack that they can put their things in.
Awesome. Great recap of all those levels. So hopefully that gave you enough time to get to the level that you want to donate at. And if not, we'll take just a second to give you that opportunity to do that. And while we're doing that, I actually remembered one little housekeeping thing.
Oh, boy.
No. This is good. This is good. I'm not going off script. I'm actually going back to the script. So don't be nervous. I did miss a very important detail at the beginning, and I apologize for this, but we do need to give an actual proper shout out to all of our sponsors. IQ Credit Union, Cooper Chiropractic, yep, Perkins and Company, Brothers Cascadia, Chick-fil-A, Heritage Bank, Providence Health and Services, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, A Resorts, McDonald's, the Ginn Group, and last but not least, Biggs Insurance. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Okay, our raffle and the silent auction is ending in 10 minutes, okay? Here's your warning. Get back in there and outbid the people that bid over you.
Okay,
and buy the raffle tickets.
Now we transition into the live auction, and I mentioned that this is going to be a little different than a normal live auction that you may have encountered in the past as well. The reason why is because we have our studio audience here, and we have our audience watching from home or wherever they're watching on their phones, hopefully not driving. But they're doing their thing, and we're doing our thing, and we're going to start a live auction here, but the live auction will not end until 10 p.m. tonight. And you're going to say, well, Eric, how are you going to do a live auction that ends at 10 if we're leaving in like 20 minutes? Well, the thing is that the live auction is going to continue on your phone. Here's the good thing. Everybody's using the same platform right now. Everybody in this room that's here, our studio audience, you're on your phones. Everybody that's at home, they're on their phones. So it's the same platforms, and it will go until 10 p.m. So if you get in a bidding war with someone, it doesn't matter if they're here or if they're online. You're just going to go back and forth and keep bidding until you get it. So everybody at home, everybody that's here, have some fun with this. Let's get to the first oh, yes, the hat. We've got to don the hat. And this speaks to our very first item, a trip to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Yep,
What?
yep.
Tell us what's in this package.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That was so well done. This package is pretty incredible. If you haven't been to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the golf course gets all of the attention because it's absolutely stunning. World-class golf course, beautiful. And the floating island green is kind of the signature hole. But the other 17 holes on this golf course are insane. Just absolutely
So I have been
beautiful.
told that the floating green, you actually get to take like an antique wooden boat out to it. There's a little ferryman that will drive you out to the, yep, you need that, Randy. Yeah.
if you get there.
It's a straight shot on interstate all the way. It's not bad.
No, what he meant was if your golf ball gets there.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I want to say a special thank you to Tiffany Blue Boutique, which is one of the downtown boutiques in our lovely Coeur d'Alene downtown. It has a awesome shopping district, lots of wineries. Coeur d'Alene is a charming little town. We also have a steakhouse gift certificate. So while you're there, if you don't want to eat at the resort, you can take a little road trip up the mountain to a legendary steakhouse called Wolf Lodge. It's truly legendary. It's a place of memories, I promise.
Nice. For every golfer that's out here, has anybody, just real quick, anybody played Coeur d'Alene in the room? You've played it?
Zach.
But you guys have played it?
Oh, Tim? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you make it to the Island Green? No. Dang it. You answered that quickly.
Sorry.
Well, I made it there, but my ball didn't.
So you still get to take the boat ride. That's nice.
I'm not laughing at you with you, because I get it. I get it.
So bid on that Coeur d'Alene package. You have time, like we said, it ends at 10. So you have time to call your golfing buddies and find out if they want to go in on it with you.
All right. Let's move on to item number 2. We've got a beautiful ring, and as I'm told, this is an antique feel donated from an anonymous donor in Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah.
A fancy estate. Our Miss Morgan has offered to be our model. Hold on. They're connecting. We're getting the ring to her. You guys, this ring is stunning. It's super vintage, so kind of like a 1920s Art Deco feel. Morgan's going to be walking around the room, and she can keep doing this as we move on to next items, but we want you guys to have an up-close and personal look at this tanzanite and diamond ring. It is valued over $8,000. It has been appraised. We have all of the paperwork. It's the real deal. And this item was also donated by Gary Germer and Associates. Gary has been a friend for several years. Some of you may remember that yellow gem that he donated to us 2 years ago. So this is another Gary treasure.
That's beautiful. All right, item number 3. We have this wagon right here.
We've been staring at it all night. Somebody needs to get
I'm going to stop staring.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a $400 bottle of Patron. If you're a tequila drinker, this is the one you want. It has a hand-blown glass bottle, apparently, that's in there, that it's in. We also have its sister in here, or brother, whatever. Extra Anejo Patron. So that is in there as well. I believe that one's more like a $200 bottle. It's everything. We've got scotch, whiskey, we've got wine, white and red, fancy ones. I don't know, you guys. I'm a bourbon drinker.
And the wagon alone is $350 wagon.
So the wagon was a donation from Macy's, you guys, and it is over $300 as well. It's nice and sturdy, so you can tote your winnings around the neighborhood and be like the prize of the block party. I feel like you're obligated. If you win the booze wagon, you have to share. Like, it's not cool if you don't.
Victory lap,
yeah.
essentially. Yeah, walking, of course.
So bid on that booze wagon, y'all. I expect there to be fierce bidding on this.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely. All right, moving on to item number 4. We have got the Cadillac of strollers, as I'm told. Now, let's talk about kiddos real quick.
And we also have a video with this one.
We have a video. Before we roll the video, I just want to ask, this stroller's so nice. There's a rumor circulating that you and Zach might contemplate another baby.
Oh, God.
You put that to rest?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I kind of just want to, like, wheel the thing around town. Like, I don't want another child to raise. I have 5. We have 5. We're good.
All right. Fair enough.
But maybe, no? You and your
No,
Sarah?
we're good.
No? Okay.
No,
Well,
we're good.
You just never know.
Next chapter of life, please.
I will say, I will say, though, if you happen to be the winner of the booze wagon, you might want to bid on the stroller because one usually comes before the other. Take it from me. I have experience in this.
Let's see the video real quick, if we could, from our friends at Wager Audio Video. Here we go. I'm told there's no music for this, so we'll
well, you should sing, Eric.
Talk it through. I don't sing, but thank you. We could beatbox, maybe.
Might. This is like a really fancy brand. Most of my stuff was handed down to me, so this feels really, really fancy. And I know that we have some people out there in TV land that are bidding on this, Dana Kinney. So make sure that you are you keep your finger on that button, you guys. The mama who gets this stroller, or the daddy who gets this stroller, is going to be really happy. This thing does everything except feed your baby for you.
The design's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So
Stoka.
This
it's
is a
pronounced
treasure.
Stoka, by the way, if you're wondering. Yeah.
The Stoka Explorer. Those who know, know.
All right. Item number 5 tonight, the last of our 5, is a Mary Hill winery. And so I'm told that a number of office moms and dads are familiar with Mary Hill Winery.
This might be where we have our board meetings. I don't know. No, many of our board members are Mary Hill members. It's a great winery, and they treat people so well. And it's right here on the waterfront, so we love them.
I did want to say real quick on that, that we had a note in here just to make sure that we promote the Gorge location. If you haven't been to the Mary Hill Gorge location,
this package is
gorgeous.
for their winery. So not the tasting room, it's for the winery. It's like, hour and 45 minutes drive down 84. It's a great drive. It's beautiful. And have you guys seen the Mary Hill Winery up on the hill? You go up that road, and it's spectacular. It like hangs out the side of the gorge, and it's just so much fun. There's a museum up there. They do concerts up there under normal circumstances. And so this package is for a winery tour of their gorge location.
Awesome. All right, so you have a quick snippet of all 5 items. You know that the bidding's going to stay open until 10 p.m. on that. What time is it right now, by the way?
8 o'clock.
8?
Yes.
On the button?
Yeah.
Okay, so bidding is...
So raffle is done.
Raffle?
Silent auction's done. I do hope you outbid your neighbors.
Yep.
All right.
So let's grab Morgan Greco to come back up on stage with us.
Morgan's going to sing one more song for us while we tally the raffle winner. So sit tight.
Sit tight.
You may not keep the ring. I am so sorry.
If your dad buys the ring, you can keep the ring.
There you go, Dad. Thanks, Morgan. Thanks for modeling it. All right. Morgan, one more time, guys.
My one companion, you were all
try to forgive. Teach me to live. Give me the strength to try. No more memories, no more silent tears, no more gazing across the waste years. Help me say goodbye. Help me say
Morgan, I think you started another pandemic. It's a goosebump pandemic.
Oh, so many goosebumps. Thank
Wow.
you, Morgan. That was incredible.
Seriously, goosebumps, tears. I'm not afraid to cry.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right, I want to thank all the bidders that have bid tonight on our live auction. Please don't forget that the live auction closes at 10, so keep your fingers on those buttons even as you're going home. Well, not if you're driving, don't do that. I just want to remind you, too, that if you would like a way to keep on giving throughout the year, we do have a monthly giving program. It's called the Pinky Promise Society. Do we have that slide, guys, with the, oh, okay, that QR code, you can point your camera at it, and it will pop up at the website where you can sign up to join our Pinky Promise Society and make your gifts extend all throughout the year. So just something to think about. Okay, do we have a raffle winner? We do. Oh boy, drum roll please. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome to the stage for the first time tonight, Jody Raz, our beautiful development director. Thank you, Jody. Yes. And now, thank you. She's our Vanna tonight. But before we announce the winner, we just want to say thank you, Jody. These are for you. Didn't she do an amazing job, you guys? This room, the guest list, I mean, the food, everything. Jody has worked her tail off to make this happen. So we appreciate you. We love you. Thanks for making it happen. Okay. All right.
You got the name? Go for it.
Oh, there's a drum roll. Exciting. No, you say it.
I'm not saying it.
Okay,
You say
fine.
it.
He needs his glasses. It's Steve Bratt, everyone. Steve
Bratt.
Come to the stage, Steve. Oh, that's so exciting. Look, I had them hidden.
Oh, if I would have known they were there.
Woo! Congratulations.
Nobody puts Stevie in a corner.
Thanks, Steve.
Dirty Dancing reference.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Closing thank yous. We're closing, you guys.
I'm going to say one quick thank you, and then I'll get off stage and give it to you. So thank you for asking me to be a part of this. It's humbling to be able to be a part of an amazing organization. And going back to when I first met you, I was fortunate enough to start a nonprofit called 100 Men Who Care, and 100 Men supports other nonprofits in the community. And when we heard about what you were doing, I requested a coffee. We sat down, and we've been fast friends ever since.
Yes.
So,
Eric's been such a great supporter, you guys. Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
Just want to say one more time, thank you to all of everyone who is in this room tonight. You guys play an integral part in how we operate and in the things that we do. We cannot do this work without you and your donations. So please continue to dig deep tonight as we're still bidding on those live auction items. Also, I forgot to do one thing, and I'm sorry for those of you tuning in TV land. This is not for you. This is a little housekeeping. One lucky winner has a cup taped under your chair. This is a door prize, everyone. I was supposed to do this during dinner and I forgot. So there's a cup taped under your chair. If you might check your neighbor's chair as well. Oh, it's Mr. Clapp, our foster parent. Come on up. You have received a $15 gift card to Slow Fox Chili, which is amazing. It's right down here at the food cart park. So good, you guys. Come on. Yep. Good job. Congratulations. All right. Thanks, you guys, so much for being here. That's it. That's our show. All right.